It is still just the first week of Donald Trump being back in the Oval Office, and so much has happened. And even though it's the first week, we're already learning some concerning things about Donald Trump's White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
In a shocking turn of events that has rocked the political landscape, the meteoric rise of Trump's White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, has been overshadowed by a major campaign finance scandal. Once celebrated for her youthful energy and innovative approach to political communication, Leavitt now finds herself at the center of a growing controversy. The scandal, which traces back to her ill-fated 2022 congressional campaign, has exposed a tangled web of financial mismanagement, including the acceptance of illegal contributions and a mounting debt that has spiraled far beyond acceptable limits. As the investigation unfolds, the depth of the financial irregularities continues to unravel. The collapse of a financial empire.
I gave you a list of examples: Social Security, Medicare, welfare benefits, food stamps that will not be impacted by this federal pause. I can get you the full list after this briefing from the Office of Management and Budget. But I do want to address the cost cutting, because that's certainly very important.
Karoline Leavitt's ascent from a promising congressional candidate in 2022 to the esteemed role of White House press secretary was a story that captured national attention. Her rise symbolized a new era in political communication, one marked by youthful charisma and a modern, dynamic approach to engaging the public. Yet, behind the polished image lay a hidden network of financial missteps and oversights that are only now coming to light. In the months following her unsuccessful congressional bid, Leavitt's campaign records underwent a series of revisions, revealing a tangled web of improperly handled funds and unchecked donations. What initially seemed like routine adjustments to campaign filings quickly unraveled into a shocking expose of fiscal negligence. Investigations into her campaign finance reports uncovered troubling discrepancies. Contributions that should have been carefully vetted were deposited without due diligence, and funds exceeding legal limits were accepted but never returned. Painstakingly refiled paperwork in recent weeks has brought to light a ballooning campaign debt. What was once a manageable financial obligation has now surpassed $300,000. This staggering liability was not the result of a single oversight, but rather a pattern of chronic financial mismanagement spanning multiple reporting periods. Worse yet, the campaign repeatedly failed to meet legal deadlines for refunding excess donations, further compounding the problem. What has emerged is a portrait of a campaign that allowed its financial practices to become as turbulent and unpredictable as the political climate it sought to navigate. A closer look at the amended filings reveals a landscape of financial irregularities that challenge the very foundation of lawful campaign finance. A system designed to ensure fairness and transparency appears to have been systematically bypassed. Leavitt's campaign repeatedly accepted contributions that exceeded legal limits, particularly from business sources, without conducting the rigorous checks required of responsible political fundraising. In the world of campaign finance, every donation must pass through strict protocols to ensure legality and ethical compliance. Yet, Leavitt's campaign records expose a series of glaring oversights: unreturned funds, unfulfilled obligations, and a blatant disregard for federal regulations. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in contributions were processed without prior verification, resulting in a significant sum that was neither redesignated nor refunded as required by law. The failure to return excess funds, especially those from corporate entities, underscores a systemic lapse that extends far beyond an isolated mistake. This pattern of misconduct has created a staggering debt that now looms over Leavitt's political career, casting a dark shadow over her once promising trajectory. The numbers paint a troubling picture: a campaign that, instead of exercising the caution demanded by federal regulations, prioritized expedience over compliance. In doing so, it not only risked violating established laws, but also opened the door to potential legal and ethical repercussions. The mishandling of funds and failure to issue timely refunds now stand as stark reminders of how unchecked political ambition can lead to reckless disregard for the rules. The consequences of this scandal are far-reaching, calling into question Leavitt's commitment to transparency and raising alarms about the broader integrity of the political fundraising process. As public scrutiny intensifies and legal challenges mount, the fallout from this financial web may ultimately define her legacy not as a trailblazer in political communication, but as a cautionary tale of financial mismanagement at the highest levels of power. Public reaction, denials, and the uncertain road ahead.
I think she's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
I'm saying this is the first time that she's been she may be. But my point is that job would not maybe have been open to her.
No, I understand. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
As news of the campaign's financial misstep spreads, public reaction has been marked by disbelief and growing concern. Media outlets and political analysts have seized on the revelations as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities in modern political fundraising. Across social media and public discourse, a growing chorus of voices is questioning not just the ethics of these practices, but also the broader impact on public trust in the political system. The scandal has reignited debates about accountability and transparency in an era where financial mismanagement can easily slip through regulatory gaps. While Leavitt's team has attempted to frame the discrepancies as mere administrative oversights rather than intentional misconduct, the evidence tells a different story, one of systemic mismanagement and a cavalier approach to established financial rules. Despite repeated assurances that proper procedures were followed, the sheer scale of the unresolved debt speaks for itself. Many see the campaign's actions or lack thereof as reflective of a broader disregard for fiscal responsibility and ethical governance. For many, this controversy is more than just an isolated case of financial negligence. It is symptomatic of deeper flaws in the political fundraising system. The public response has been one of frustration, with many viewing this scandal as yet another example of the corruption that has long plagued political finance. Looking ahead, the road is fraught with challenges not just for Karoline Leavitt, but for the broader political establishment. Regulatory bodies are expected to intensify their scrutiny of campaign finance practices, and mounting pressure for reform may lead to stricter enforcement of legal protocols. The controversy has also sparked renewed discussions about the need for more robust accountability systems to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future. As the administration grapples with the fallout, it will be forced to confront the reality that financial irregularities are not isolated incidents but part of a systemic issue requiring comprehensive reform. This scandal serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of prioritizing rapid political advancement over financial prudence. More importantly, it is a sobering reminder that the integrity of the political system depends on unwavering adherence to the rules. In the coming months, the full implications of this debacle will continue to unfold, challenging the very foundations of trust and accountability in American politics. Now, we turn to you. What do you think this means for the future of political fundraising and governance? What are your thoughts on this political scandal? Share your opinions in the comments below.